I automatically think of war, because that's when we first encounter the word. But I think given the modern context, it's the members of understanding, accepting and receiving community, helping each other out and protecting each other, whether it's the marginalized or the privileged.
To me, allyship is about knowing when you're wrong, being able to acknowledge that, and allow your truth to be constantly changing.
It's not just for like white people to be allies for black people, or like straight people to be allies for gay people or whatever. It's also about like being allies within communities and being able to reach out. It also delves into intersectionality and that kind of thing, and being willing to learn and take the time to give up a part of the privilege that you have and use that elsewhere and kind of pay it forward.
There's a lot of things about this country that I've heard about but I don't know, and it's not the way I've grown up pretty privileged, so I've known about social issues, but I'm lucky enough to say that I haven't been severely impacted by any. And so here, like, speaking to people who have been is, I think, really important for me. So that's the way I'm starting out, just finding out what different people are going through.
To me, it's really built into this attitude I've always wanted to take here at NYU, which is just being decent. I think that allyship is this act of decency for people who are not like you, and for people who may be going through struggles that you don't go through, and just kind of being there for them. I know traditionally we talk about allyship in this political context of, you know, being a white ally or being a straight ally and so on. But I also think that this extends beyond politics and just into our everyday lives.
In the times when it's inconvenient, in the times when it's uncomfortable, that is when it's the time to be an ally, I think. Because it's so easy to sit, for example, like in an interview like this and just say, oh, you know, I'm all these things. How are you all those things?
Allies should never speak for the person that they are like allying for or whatever. They should instead like lift up their voices, you know, let them speak when like an issue regarding them is brought up instead of speaking for them. Being an ally is really not that hard, and I think the more you make it about yourself, the less of an ally you are being. If I have like leftover food, I give it to homeless people. That's what I do. In terms of like classism, I try to do the best I can to make sure I can provide if I have like excess stuff, because I know I don't need everything that I have. I can just give it to other people and they'll be well off, you know?
Me particularly, in my opinion, I hate that word because like I just really hate ally sometimes. But most of the time. I think ally is like another word for like a co-conspirator almost. Like I think these white allies that they're naming themselves, I think it's just like a syndrome almost. Like I just really don't appreciate it. It's not empathy, it's more sympathy. I think we don't need allies, we need solidarity. Allyship is like one step. You have to go further than that to really understand. I just don't feel it. I think it's fake, to be honest. And we have to push past that because we see that it does not work.
We need not only the oppressed, we need the people that are privileged and on that other side, because no war was ever won by just one side, a one-sided view of things.
The fact we have to label those people today means not all of us are ally. Not all of us know how to appreciate diversity, and that could be a sad fact, but it actually motivates me a lot because that's really what I want to achieve. I hope that one day we all could really take differences or diversity as the strength of the community, not a weakness of the community.
Like when I was younger, my mom used to explain it as nobody wants to be at the bottom of the ladder. And then allyship is looking at that ladder and not only trying to figure out how to pull somebody up to your rung of the ladder, but like figuring out how to get rid of the ladder completely for somebody who does have those resources, and not only uses them to be like, look at me, I'm helping these people, but to take those resources and redirect them to those marginalized communities and allow them to have control over those resources. to change their reality is everything.